But they at work. Just put in that work, man. Grind, grind, grind. Opportunity we get to be great, man. Let's get it.
Keep it tight, go! Ready to go give it all.
We working though, baby.
A lot of young safeties in that room.
Yeah,
What do you think of that group, Carl and Obi? And
I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
Great talent around, and competing. I mean, bringing the young guys along and doing what's asked, and I think they're doing a great job of what the coach asking them to do, and it's just been a great add-on to this team to help us win games this year.
What is Pagano's addition to the staff? He's really harping on communication and not letting the ball get over your guys' head. And I think you guys showed improvement in a lot of areas over the second half last season. But still, what's his presence meant?
I mean a lot, man. Just more knowledge in the room. I mean, we don't have here, but they just added on a little bit more knowledge, and he was defensive coordinator for like 15. So with him seeing it and coming in our room as a DB, helping us out with our communication, I think it's been great for us. Been helping us out. I think we've been right on track, and still got a lot of work to do, but it's coming along good.
As kind of the quarterback of that secondary, what have you seen from two young draft picks there, between Garyon and Obi, and what they've done to acclimate so far?
I mean, like I said, they've been doing things that Coach asked them to do, and it's just been a lot of communication. Once we get all that down, communicating with them, it's the first time we playing with them. So, like I said, they've been doing a great job of what Coach asked them to do, and just coming out and not making too many MEs, and it's just been great working with them.
Are you confident the defense will be better this year? It'll improve, the communication will get better? Or what do you see as the biggest areas of growth for you guys this year?
I mean, it's a lot of work to do. I mean, I can't really answer that. We still got training camp and another week of, OTAs and all of that. So, I mean, it's a lot of things that we can still get better at, and, we'll see week one. Ask me that week one, you get it.
Sean Smith, he's really he's healthy now. He's a little more comfortable just with everything around him. What have you seen from him this spring? I know he's looking to come pretty strong this year, like everyone else. But.
I mean, he's working hard, man. I mean, Sean is Sean. I mean, he's a veteran to this group. I mean, DA working, everybody's working, getting better. I mean, not only, doing the little things, but, the things that Coach want us to fix from last year, and just continue to grow as a group. I mean, it was the first time we all played with one another. So, I mean, we're a lot more comfortable this year. Well, I am this year. With DA and Sean, knowing how they're gonna play routes and this and that. So, I mean, it's gonna be an exciting year this year, and I'm excited, to see how it work out.
is that something that may really come over time? Is that you kind of have to learn playing center field a lot, exactly how, like where guys want help and when to kind of, go in different directions? Like, is that just like learning the personnel in front of you? Like, does that just take time?
I mean, it's just me personally, just knowing how that player play. I mean, DA and Sean gonna play something different. They might play a different route. They might play a route one way, and Sean might play a different way. So I mean, just knowing how they gonna react to that route, and on that defensive call or whatnot. So I mean, it's just us as a group, Zoe, Obi, Conley, whoever out there, just us communicating as a group. And Coach been doing a good job of mixing everybody in there and seeing what everybody can do.
Any more questions, guys?
Why do you think Carl's ready to take the next step up to be a great player this year? What do you think Carl's
I mean, it's worth that. I mean, he always had to work that. I mean, he played one year. I mean, that first year is always hard, So, I mean, it's going to be hard on the quarterbacks now. They know how he plays. So, I mean, he's going to have to change up a lot of things and show them a different from last year. So, I mean, he just got to continue to grow. And I think all of us got growth to do around here. And we just can't wait to get after it.
You've been playing at a Pro Bowl type level for a long time. During these off-season programs, do you kind of give yourself homework assignments or things to work on in your own game kind of as you move along? I mean,
I mean, I got homework every night, man.
Yeah.
It's a young man's game. They keep drafting safety, so you got to compete, man. So, I mean, I study every night, no matter what it is. It's always something I can get better at, and, you know, that's what I keep trying to tell the young guys. I mean, don't think you made it because, you know, you're here. I mean, it's always something you can always get better at and work at.
What do you think that internal competition can do for the group this year?
I mean, it's going to do a lot for the group. Everybody's stepping up their game, and, you know, I mean, it is what it is. You out here to compete and keep a job. I mean, like I say, the league get younger and younger each year, and, you know, you should be concerned. You got to compete if you want to play. Nothing's going to be handed to you, so.
There was a time when the Raiders needed Jack Del Rio. That was exactly the perfect thing for them. They needed him. He came in, did exactly what he had to do or more. And I'm just so proud of him and so proud of the Raiders and the way they play.
From the first year to the second year, he's going to jump just because of his ability to grow as a professional. A guy like Carl, you know, he's going to be 50%. The mental part of it's going to be so much better just from his jump from a first year to second year and how to, you know, learn those things and truly understanding it. And he's done a great job of just like Reggie, taking notes. He wants to know everything from every detail of why we're doing this. And when they understand that, they can play faster.
I mean, it's worth that. I mean, he always had to work that. I mean, he played 1 year. I mean, that first year is always hard, you know. So, I mean, it's going to be hard on the quarterbacks now. They know how he plays. So, I mean, he's going to have to change up a lot of things and show them a different from last year. So, I mean, he just got to continue to grow. And I think all of us got growth to do around here. And we just can't wait to get after it.
Real good football players, athletic. The best thing that you can do to a group is bring in competition. Any type, the more depth you have, the more competition you have, the better it always makes you. So that's I think, been a real positive. You know, they're young, they're still rookies, they're still trying to find their way around and make sure they're getting lined up okay. But other than that, they're really detailed, and you can see the one thing that always stands out first and foremost is the athletic ability. Both of them, they're great athletes.
One thing that they understand is you can't get carried away with quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers. You need linemen, and that's what they're getting now. You need offensive and defensive linemen to win in this league. Now, I know it's all about quarterback, and I believe that, and it is. But doggone it, if they're going to be successful, you better have guys that can protect the passer and rush the passer.
Growing up, I was always said to myself, if I ever get in a position to get back, I'm gonna make sure I do it, and I'm in that position. So, you know, I'm just happy to get back to, you know, the kids and in the cities where I grew up at too. You know, LA, Inglewood area. You know, we got kids coming from everywhere this year. It's just getting bigger and bigger, man. I'm just happy I'm in a position to be able to get back and do it.
And Donald, you got a lot of your NFL brethren here, including Aqib Talib. And Aqib, I got to ask you right now, because you got in the Broncos hat, but this right here usually doesn't play too well in Denver. How did Donald persuade you to get into that?
Only Penn could get me to do this, man. Hey, I met him my first year in the league, man. We've been friends for 9-10 years now, so, man, if he need me to wear a Raider shirt for a day, I'll do it, you know.
Okay, and you guys are doing this like in the midst of OTAs, getting ready for minicamp. So as you're preparing for the season, though, okay, everyone's thinking Denver's going to be really good. The Raiders are going to be really good. Give us a little insight on the way you guys have been preparing for the upcoming season.
So we was talking a little bit about it last night, man, about our pros and cons. We ain't gonna tell you what we know about pros and cons for each other, though. But we were telling each other how we trying to attack it and get those little aspects of our team better. You know, this offseason, because he knows where they need work at, and we know where we need work at, and we both know where we need work at on each other's team, because we play against each other twice a year. So we were talking about that last year, but we're trying to, you know, help get those little pieces fixed so we can get over that hump.
Okay, Aqib, they got Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Okay, what does he do? See, what does he do for the Raiders?
Sean bring a lot to the table, man. It's not like they need an attitude, man, but with Sean there, man, the attitude definitely gonna go to the next level, man. So he gonna do what he do, man. We already know that, man. He a good friend of mine, so we know what Sean brings to the table.
So far this spring, as you get to know your staff and your players, what's this process been like to just?
Like you said, it's learning everybody. It's learning the process of, you know, all the guys around us, coaching staff, being able to be a part of something. You know, the opportunity that Coach Del Rio gave me to join this staff and to be able to, help in, all facets and, from the back end to, to be able to help the, linebackers communication between the secondary. It's been going good, and it's it's a great staff to work with. They've we've bonded in a short time, and we've met about a lot of football.
Yeah. How do you teach communication? Assume they talked about communication here before.
Yeah. The big thing is communication is the key to all success. It's I try to always relate those things, even as a family. Communicating, to one another as a husband and wife, and as you're talking to your kids. And for us to be able to communicate, our communication starts as coaches to coaches, and then it works from player, to coach, and then they take that communication out on the field from player to player. And the big thing is what we're saying out there on the field on a game day situation, and being able to communicate like that. And I think the biggest thing is making sure that everybody's saying the same thing, and that starts with us as coaches, and that process of going through that, and then you just keep working on those things. Every day we strive for 2 goals. I know they talk about it in the back end. Let's have great communication, how we're speaking to one another, and 2, let's not let the ball go over our head.
Eddie Vanderdoes. So, first of all, is your greatest focus right now, because it's in your last position, you're kind of roaming.
Yeah.
Are you more focused on secondary?
Yeah, I would say I'm more in the back end right now, and really trying to, with Coach Woodson and Coach Weiss, to be able to make sure our communication is at a high level. I'm another set of eyes that gives them a different way to look at things, and to be able to hear, and to be able to help guys understand. Mine and Kenny's communication has been outstanding, from a point that we try to talk every day about certain situations, and just to be able to give another set of eyes and to be able to handle those things, I think it helps. But mostly right now it's been through going to the secondary meetings, being able to talk to them. I went to the linebacker meetings earlier in rookie minicamp, and just to keep listening, keep hearing what we're saying, and make sure we're communicating at a high level.
Were you concerned at all when he came in about stepping on Kenny's toes at all? Anything you thought about?
No. There's no stepping on anyone's toes. It's just I got a job to do, and Coach Del Rio, told me what I needed to do, and the first thing was to improve our overall communication as a defense, and it starts in the back end, and once we get those things, because as long as we're saying the same things and we're doing the correct things, as long you get 11 guys doing that, you get 11 guys out there hunting on the field, and that's what it's all about.
Is that job easier when you have a veteran like Reggie Nelson back there? Is that job?
It's been outstanding. I've nothing but just gravitated to a guy like that, to be able to talk football with him, pick his brain of how he sees things, how he understands the game of football. And I think the biggest thing that we always talk about back there usually is disguising. I think disguising is something that you got to take to a level in your defense that you can really do a lot of different things out of that. He's somebody that understands the game, and it's just good to be around a guy like that. Excellent pro. He's a pro. Comes to work every day, questions, writes everything down, listens. That's what it's about. He's a great example for our younger players to be able to, watch a guy like that and be able to see how it's supposed to be done.
Not to harp on last year, but when you first get here, you're watching film and getting a sense of what happened last year, so you can build off that.
Yeah.
What stood out to you when you saw this defense?
Well, you see the biggest positives is you see a defensive player of the year, Khalil Mack, and I find myself always watching him in certain things, his rush game, and you see a great athletic outside linebacker in Bruce Irvin, the things that he does, and the takeaways that they generated here, defensively, and the game stops at the end of the games I think those were always big in their 2-minute drives. And the number one thing we got to be able to do is you got to eliminate those explosive plays. And it's a focus that you have to hit in our OTAs right now in the off season. You can't let the ball get over your head. And it's those things that we got to correct. And as you're working through this process, defensive football, first thing you got to eliminate is big plays. It's a game, like I've always said, it's a game of mistakes, but it's the team that minimizes those mistakes that you're going to benefit from. And, for us to have success, can't let the ball go over our head. And it's something that we got to do a better job of. Last year, we learned from those things, and you move on from it. But the only thing we can do from the past is be able to learn from those mistakes and move on.
Where do you think that somebody young, somebody highly touted like Carl,
yeah,
Joseph, who missed some time due to injury, came off that ACL?
Yeah.
Where do you want to see him make strides?
Well, I think you're always seeing a player like that. Just that from the first year to the second year, he's going to jump just because of his ability to grow as a professional. I told guys always when they came in as a rookie, they don't understand the game quite as fast as other guys get it, and there's that learning curve. Right now, the rookies' heads are spinning on certain things and how everything's coming at them, and you take it one day at a time. I always tell them the most important play is that next play. Regardless of what happens, we'll learn from it, but move on and let's get to that next play. But a guy like Carl, he's going to be 50%. The mental part of it's going to be so much better just from his jump from a first year to second year and how to, learn those things and truly understanding it. And he's done a great job of just like Reggie, taking notes. He wants to know everything from every detail of why we're doing this. And when they understand that, they can play faster.
What have, respectively, Darion and Obi shown you as young players getting acclimated?
Yeah, real good football players, athletic. They're out there competing. The best thing that you can do to a group is bring in competition. The more depth you have, the more competition you have, the better it always makes you. So that's I think been a real positive. They're young, they're still rookies, they're still trying to find their way around and make sure they're getting lined up okay. But other than that, they're really detailed, and you can see the one thing that always stands out first and foremost is the athletic ability of both of them. They're great athletes.
There's going to be certain personnel groupings where those two can share a field. What does that do from a sub-package standpoint? Just to have
well, I think you can always do multitude of things, from talking to, Kenny about the different type of personnel groupings that you could find yourself in. I think you always got to find a way in this league to make sure you have a great understanding of getting the best 11 out there on the field at all times and always being ready. Situational football is the key, and being situational masters, that's one thing we got to always take our level to a higher level as coaches so they understand the game even easier.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.